All right, what up, everybody? This is Mr. Stan coming at you with another physics video. This time we're talking about position, displacement, and distance. Okay, so here's an example, right? We're going to watch him move. He's going to come over here, eat the Cheeto, and then come back to where he started from. And we're going to see what happens to his position, displacement, and distance. Okay, just quickly, position is going to describe where he is, right? So basically, what number is below him. Displacement is a measure of how far he is from where he started. And distance is just how far he's traveled overall. So let's push him ahead a few tick marks, okay? And let's stop and talk about what's happening. So they're all five, right? But there's a difference. They're five for a different reason. The position is five because he's at the point five right here, right? And these numbers down here basically tell you where something is compared to the reference point, right? And the reference point is zero. We call zero the reference point because all the other numbers basically just describe how far something is away from zero. Okay, so if you have like the number three, it's because this point here is three tick marks away from zero, right? The number nine is labeled nine because if you count, there's nine tick marks away from point zero. Okay, so that's why we call zero the reference point. Right, so the position means that he's five tick marks away from the reference point. Displacement tells you where he is compared to where he started. Okay, and the way you can do this mathematically is what we call final position minus initial position. So his final position is, as of right now, is five. His initial position was zero. He started off at zero. Oops, he's gone ahead. Let's bring him back. And so the displacement would be five minus zero, or five. Distance just describes how far he's gone overall. So he's moved from zero up until five. So that's five tick marks that he's moved. So he has a distance of five. So they're all five, but for different reasons. Okay, and that pattern will continue. Okay, he's gonna get here, eat the Cheeto. And now position, displacement, and distance are 10. He's gonna start coming back, and this is where the numbers are gonna get a little different. Okay, bring him back a little bit. So now he's at position 7, and so his position is 7 because that's where he is. Displacement is 7 because that's how far he is from where he started. He started at point 0, and if you did final position minus initial position, you get 7, which is where he is now, minus 0, where he started, and 7 minus 0 is 7. Okay, but his distance is not 7 because distance includes all the space that he's traveled overall. So he went from 0 all the way to 10, okay, which is a distance of 10. Now he's gone back to 7, which is another distance of 3. So you have to add those together, you get 13. So as he comes back, you see the distance continues to grow, but his displacement's getting smaller because he's getting close to where he started, which is 0, right? And at the end, his displacement is 0 because overall he hasn't changed position. He's where he started from. Okay, but his distance is 20 because he's gone all the way to 10 and then come back. So that's 10 plus 10. Okay, let's look at another example, and this is going to be a little more complicated because he has one, he's not starting at 0. Okay, and two, he's going to go two different directions. So he's going to come over here, eat this Cheeto, and then come all the way over here and eat this Cheeto. One thing you'll notice is the position and displacement are not the same. Okay, and why is that? Position measures how far he is away from 0. Okay, but displacement measures how far he is from where he started. Okay, so he's just starting, he hasn't moved, so his displacement's still 0. Okay, and distance describes how far he's traveled, which he hasn't traveled yet. So he's going to come over here. Okay, and when let's just look at what we got so far. He's moved a couple positions. His position is 4 because that's where he's at right now. His displacement is 2, right? And how do we get that? You can just imagine that there's a arrow drawn from where he started, which is right here, over to where he is now, which is 4. Okay, and that arrow would be 2 tick marks long. Or if you want to think of it in terms of the equation, final position minus initial position. His final position is 4. His initial position is 2. So 4 minus 2 would be 2. Okay, but he's only traveled 2 tick marks, so his distance is also 2. He's gonna come over here, eat the Cheeto. Then he's gonna make his way back, and he's come back to where he started now. Okay, he started at number 2, and now he's back there. So his displacement is 0. His distance is 6 because he's gone all the way over here, which is 3 tick marks, and then he's all come all the way back, which is 3 more. He's going to continue going back here. Okay, now he's gotten to position 0. Okay, but his displacement is -2 because displacement measures how far he is away from where he started. Okay, why is it negative? Negative when you're looking at a two-dimensional motion, like, or this is really one-dimensional motion. One-dimensional motion like this, negative represents a direction. Okay, typically we'll do left is negative, right is positive. When you see a -2, it doesn't mean that it's smaller than 0. It just means that it's 2 to the left as opposed to 2 to the right. So his displacement is going to get more and more negative as he gets farther from where he started off to the left. Okay, and we're going to get to the negative numbers. Get the Cheeto. Okay, and so you see that where he finished is at position -5. Displacement is -7, and that's because if you drew a line from where he started to where he finished, that line would be 7 line segments long. And it would point to the left, which is why we put the negative number there. The negative, again, is just the direction. Distance is 13, right? So let's say we weren't watching him the whole time. We just heard that he went from here to here to here. Okay, we could figure out the distance just by adding up all the different segments of his journey. So he moved 3 to the right to get the first Cheeto. Then he moved back 5 to the left to get back to 0, right? And then 5 more to get over here. Okay, so if you add those all together, 3 plus 5, you get 13. Okay, so that's distance, displacement, and position.